All right, let's just treat that season opener against Hull City like the first pancake, right? It's just kind of a throwaway, just to kind of get it all out of the way, right? Get the bad one out of the way early. It's only uphill from here and all that bollocks and all that stuff. Manchester United, we'll call this the official start of our season at home, Old Trafford. We have a chance to shake off that first match to show the fans that that defeat was a one-off wake-up call as we host another newly promoted side in Ipswich Town this weekend on Sunday. Today we are back. We are talking tactics. We are talking team news. We're talking score predictions, starting 11s, and a little transfer news as well. Ian's going to be jumping in to join me, you guys. This is Unitedverse, everybody. I am your host, Sean. We are going to get stuck in, so make sure you hit that like button for me. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and I will be back with you in a hot second. Ian, my man, how are we doing today?
I'm good, my man. I'm good. How's everybody getting on? All right?
It's good. I'm tired. Late night last night. Didn't sleep too well, and then just still had to get up 5 a.m. to get the day going. But it is what it is.
It is.
We are back, and hopefully, just talking about the match, talking about the tactics and whatnot. Hopefully, that'll wake me up a little bit. So if I do sound tired, it's because I am tired. But it is what it is. It's Friday. The week's done.
It is. Everyone's a bit like that, aren't they?
And we get to wait till Sunday this weekend to maybe get disappointed, not get it right off the way to ruin our weekend. But we are here. We are talking all of that, you guys. So get involved in the chat, you guys. Make sure you let us know your
Smash
thoughts as
them
we
like
go
buttons.
along. Of course, get involved in the poll, too. I want to know your thoughts on what your predictions for this one's going to be, because we're going to get to that as well. Let's talk a little news. So yesterday, Dylan and I spoke a little bit about our Champions League draw and the Carabao Cup draw. The Carabao Cup match against Brighton has been moved. It's been shifted a week back now. So obviously, I think the first round of the Champions League was going to be that first week of September. So obviously that won't happen. We're going to move all that around. It is what it is. Poor little old Carabao Cup, always kind of getting shuffled around no matter what. How do you feel about that tie, by the way, that draw against Brighton?
Oh, it was obvious we were going to get some reasonably difficult tie, and City were going to get like first timers, new to the league, second ever game in professional football or something. But I'm not bothered who we play. It's a Carabao. I still think it should be the youth players. I wanted it to be someone lower league because I wanted like JJ and a few players to start. Depends on how our form is going into that game. If we've won a few in the league, then Carrick might have it a bit easier. But if we're not doing well, you expect to see the first team in that game.
Would you rather just kind of start with a young squad, maybe even bench guys like Bruno, maybe even start like Darlow, maybe start Lacey, maybe start Almas or whatnot, Camison even, just to kind of make sure, because it's 4 competitions, we don't need, the squad at the moment is not super deep. Maybe we just, I like domestic cups. I obviously going to prioritize the FA Cup over the Carabao Cup, but at this point in the season, I wouldn't mind seeing a bunch of youngsters. I wouldn't mind seeing Tielemans as like a 10 or something in that one, just to let
exactly. Like this could be the same roughly the amount of time before we could see De Ligt back. So it's a perfect game for someone like that. Everybody, like you said, Darlow. Anybody who's first team but not playing regularly every week, or the first person off the bench, needs to be playing in those games because they've got to be ready to come off the bench. But yes, I want to see at least 5 of the starting 11 as the under 21s.
Yeah, I'd be starting Ian Thompson. I'd be starting Shea Lacey. I'd be starting like Orozco,
JJ. I'd have Armour. I'd have Armour in. I would. I'd say Camison. Just get them all in. Just go right when it's your turn.
I want to flip it on and think, wait, is this an under 21s match? Nope.
Yeah.
Let's do it. I don't care anymore.
Because we've got to do it. And also, it is the lesser of all the competitions. And if we're going to, as Omar says, be ready to fight on all fronts, which we should be, let's face it, we absolutely should be, regardless of what we think of the squad, we should be ready to battle on all fronts. then that's the front. That's the main competition the kids should be looking to play in, and it's the least. It's the let's face it, it's bottom of the scale. If we lose, we lose. We none of us are bothered. FA Cup's a bit more. I wouldn't mind a good cup run because I do want a cup run because I think a cup run helps breed winning. I like winning breeds more winning.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? You've got to give these kids, if we're going to keep them in the under 21s, I said it before, not loan them out. They've got to have as much first team opportunity. And the Carabao Cup is the best first team opportunity. And well, it's Brighton, so it's a good quality of opposition they're going to face as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, let's see what they're made of.
And I think Brighton they're in the Conference League this season, right? If I remember correctly. So they might actually almost bin this one off as well.
Exactly.
So we'll see what's going to happen there. Well, how do you feel about the Champions League draw?
Yeah, I actually thought it wasn't that bad because there's a couple of those, a couple of the earlier ones. I was like, you know, like I thought City were going to get a cruiser, and they got absolutely walloped with some games. But yeah, I don't think that's too bad. Out of all the big teams, PSG is going to be PSG. Let's just see. Everybody said we were going to get walloped last time. We didn't, so let's hold that. And out of Barcelona, Madrid, Bayern, and all that, I'd rather play Bayern because at least Bayern are sort of more the type of team we're going to play more regularly. And I want to see if we can deal with the likes of Harry Kane and Elise. I want us to play against the best players. Yeah, it's not going to be enjoyable to watch.
We need a left back because we were talking yesterday. Like Elise
I did see. Yeah, he's going
to. Our left hand side is just I can't. I don't know if I can watch that. It's going to be like watching a car crash.
We were talking in the build up to the PSG game about what Kvara's going to do to our right back. It's the same feeling, isn't it? It is. But see. I did sort of want to mention. I can't when I'm driving, but last time, you know, sure he's missed a letdown, he's missed an injury, but sometimes, especially against the sort of supposed real elite, he does kind of have good games. Because I remember, was it not last season or season before, he wasn't playing well and Salah was cooking the league for Liverpool and he put Salah in his pocket. And he does it quite regularly when we play against City as well. So I'm hoping for the big game and the big occasion, he lifts it up. But yeah, it doesn't mean we don't need a left back because we most definitely do.
Yeah, maybe. So what you're saying is he can do a job maybe when you need him to in that regard.
In that regard, but I think Bayern, out of all the teams I wanted to play, I do like it. Allianz is a lovely arena, it's a proper away game. Bayern are what I call one of the blue blood elite European clubs as well. It's a proper.
What's at home? That one.
Oh, is it? Oh, well, there you go. I still think you have to play both teams home and away. You don't anymore. I know that now. No,
so we're going to Como. I think we're going to Atletico.
Lovely trip.
Going to Lisbon.
Sporting.
And Villarreal, I believe, is the other one we were going to as well.
Lovely stadium. I'm not too bothered about Spain. We've got 2 games in Spain. I saw your comments. I completely agree. I don't like playing Spanish sides. Simeone's game is going to be boring as all hell.
I hate La Liga teams, and that whole league is just, I don't know what it is about the La Liga players. They just it's like you go to La Liga and you just automatically have to start diving. You have to start whinging at the ref. You have to start. I'm like, I can't stand it. We've seen it. Sociedad did it as well. Bilbao did it to us as well. It's just a bunch of diving from minute one. It's just all the diving.
Yeah, and we don't have a great record with Villarreal as well. Not great, so
hopefully we avoid a shootout this time, and then we'll be all right.
Yeah, we should be fine. But let's say the other trips, not bothered. Loving an away day to Spansna or wherever that is. So we're playing.
No, they're coming. They coming
to us, are they? Oh, there you go. That's payday FC for them. That is.
Yeah, they're in Azerbaijan. So Bayern.
That'll be a good game to go to because we might actually wallop them. Yeah, nice game again. They're not the same team. Hopefully we can take David Raum off them before the kick-off of that.
I would love it. I would love it if we could steal David Raum from them before. I would love it if we could steal David Raum, maybe just go snag Sorloth from Atletico right away, and then boom, we'll be fine. I'd still take Sorloth. We're going to talk about Sorloth in a little bit.
Yeah, we will. I've got my thoughts.
But most people seem to think that we would qualify with games to spare for the next phase.
I do.
Dylan thought, and a couple other people thought that we would need to do a playoff round, and then some people think that we would qualify just like only just like on the final match of the league phase or something.
I see us doing better than that. Like I said, I think you've pointed it out a couple of times. We've got to Premier League teams using their physicality. And thankfully, by the time we get our first Champions League game come around, Baleba should be ready and playing. So we need to use our aggression, which I know is funny when I say it for us, but we need to use that and dominate some of the teams early. And if we can get our points at home, like Fergie always used to say, win the first ones, get the first ones under your belt, and then you can juggle after that.
Yeah.
And Carrick will know that. And I guarantee the first home game, we go absolutely all in. It'll be probably it should be one of the best performances we've seen under him, because it's the whole ethos of what he's taught, what he's grown up, what he's learned. It all comes down to that moment.
I think. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. I think YouTube is having some issues today. I was wondering why there's nobody in the chat, but there are some people watching. YouTube, I think, is just not loading very well today. I was reading that some videos aren't loading. I tried to refresh, so it looks like you have to refresh it, you guys, if it's not working for you if you're in the chat. I'm not sure why it's going on, but YouTube is apparently having some issues today. I just Googled it, so again, not me. That's a YouTube thing. So yeah, Champions League probably gonna. I mean, without Andre Onana between the sticks, maybe we'll have a better chance against Bayern. Some of the goals we conceded that season in Champions League were just sloppy.
Do we lose that game without him? With him, if Lamens is in goal, do we lose that game? No.
It's just the cutback goals. Remember that was the season under Ten Hag. It was just we only seem to concede like these cutback goals. Like opposition gets to the byline, simple cutback, the edge of the box, and no one's paying attention. And it was like a goal every single time. That was a weird season. That was like probably good 3, 4, 5 goals in the Champions League we conceded were those sort of goals. We conceded a few of those in the league. I think like Brighton, Brentford had 1 or 2. It was not a great season.
It's bad transitional play and then not awareness of what's in behind you. But the problem with him was it was either throwing the ball in his own net or palming it out to the striker for a second chance.
Yeah.
So, I mean, so many of those games we were bad in that season were because of him.
Yeah, it was not great. So we'll see. We're looking forward to that. The home and away schedule for Champions League will be not like the dates and stuff for each of those. We're probably tomorrow at the latest, which is fine. I would love to know. I got people, we're trying to go to Old Trafford for a trip, and then they're also trying to do a second trip to go to Lisbon or Como. So we'll see how the wife feels about that prospect. But we'll see.
She didn't say no to Como. We've been to Lisbon, but she didn't say no to Como.
I wouldn't even, honestly, even if just a trip to Como would be nice. But
the thing is, I could get the sister's husband. He'd be well up for it. The trip, but if I said to him, "Oh, we're going to go to watch football," he'd go, "Oh no," and then I couldn't sell it. I'm like,
need to sign some players to make sure we compete, though. Trying to keep the women's team has signed a new player. They have signed 23-year-old left winger Monica Jusuba from Häcken in the Swedish league as well. She, like I said, left winger. This comes off the back of obviously Jess Park being named in the WSL Team of the Year at the PFA Awards, but. Ba looks pretty decent. 16 goals, 7 assists last season in the Swedish league as well. So it's nice to maybe get some more attacking nous in here. We definitely need it. Last year was a struggle. Obviously, Mark Skinner is no longer at the club. We've got a new women's coach, so we'll see how it goes. But we like that. Let's talk about outgoings. Again, apologies for you guys if you're watching and you're not able to comment. YouTube is just having some struggles today. I don't know what's going on. we know that YouTube has a black belt in effing up now and then, so it's just is what it is.
Most certainly.
But yeah,
considering how much money they make, you think they'd be able to just have a working operating system, really,
wouldn't you? Here's the thing, man. They make it difficult enough for small channels to really grow and thrive, and then they have these kind of outages or these issues that almost just null and void your live streaming because nobody can do anything. Like nobody's getting in on the live chat, so it is what it is. But hopefully you guys are able to get involved. I see Ian has commented, so there is a comment, so you're able to comment. Maybe I don't know what's going
Oh
on
yeah,
still.
I did that. I did that a couple of hours ago. So yeah, it was working then.
So yeah, YouTube's having some issues. Let's
But
talk about
Sean, I'll tell you what, I have done that before where I've commented something before, and when the show started, it's not there.
yeah. I don't
Yeah,
even
like
know.
the comments in the pre-show aren't the same as in the show, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Interesting. Just trying to see if there's anything. Yeah, there's nothing on my end. So I'll check the settings again. I've enabled everything like I normally do. So it is what it is. Let's talk about some news. We talked a little bit yesterday about Dan Gore heading out the door, Oganai joining Arsenal, which is a really weird signing for them. I meant to check their homegrown quota to see where they're at because maybe that's
Oh,
what's going on.
what was the other one who joined as well?
Oh, Scanlon, I think it was.
Yeah, Scanlon, yeah, Jim's, yeah.
So we got another youngster who could be heading for the door. Not to Hull though. We thought he might be going to Hull, but it looks like Toby
The
Collier is
baggies.
joining West Brom. Guaranteed
Boing,
fee of
boing.
£3 million includes add-ons that United could potentially take this to over £7.5 million. Some of them relate to West Brom qualifying or in Europe. And then we've also got a 40% sell on this, and that's coming from Laurie Whitwell. How are we feeling about another youngster heading? I mean, I struggle to call. I've never really considered Collier a youngster.
No.
He was already pretty old when we signed him. I think he was like 18, 19 when we signed him from
Yeah.
Brighton's academy and whatnot. Bright spark, he just can't stay fit.
Yeah, he just never could quite make it. He was sort of like an almost a Scott McTominay, but not a Scott McTominay in the time when we didn't even want Scott McTominay. He just couldn't be what we needed in that midfield. So he went out on loan, and he's never been able to make it and step up to the next level. So I'm happy he's moving on. I'm happy we're getting a little bit of something. The amounts are pathetic, but I cannot speak about us and selling things without losing my marbles. So
Yeah,
because the prices some other players are going for, I mean, considering I saw somebody tweet, we just sold him for less than we paid Spurs for a player that had never played a Premier League minute.
yeah. I mean,
It never played a first team minute.
if he were at Chelsea or City and not at United, he'd probably be going for like 20 million.
Oh yeah, they just let Mark. They just sold that Guay to like 18 million or something. Yeah, no, we are pathetic. We are literally we're like trying to hold water in a sack with a hole in it. That's Man United. Yeah, it's
I mean,
shocking.
it is profit, right? It is going to be
Yeah.
close to potentially
Hold on,
£7.5
does it
million
count as
in
profit? Oh,
Yeah.
right, yeah, because
He was
he's
free.
academy, but we paid for him, didn't we?
No, he's free.
Oh, right, there you go then.
So it is profit technically, just about 3 million at the moment, potentially going to 7.5, and then potentially in the future another 40% of whatever that. So 3 million now. If West Brom sell him for 10 million, we'll get that the difference is 7. We get 40% of that extra 7 million basically. So you're looking at like 30, another 3 million.
40 million, yeah.
Yeah. So it's not bad, but I mean it is what it is. So we're gonna. I read
It's
also
a little
that-
bit of money.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I read also that James Overy is potentially heading back to Australia. That one
Did
kind of
hear that.
surprised me. Sydney FC apparently for the medical. I haven't seen many details on that yet, but because I think that's where we got him from. Where did we get him? We got him from the Australian League.
Yeah, it was. Wasn't it Perth? It might have been Perth.
I think it was like
But
Melbourne something.
I saw something
Yes, it was
about him
Perth.
talking about. I saw him talking about how much he enjoyed it over there, and if he's enjoying it and developing, he's under the realization that he probably isn't going to quite cut it as good as we think he is. And I like James Overy. I think he's a good player. I think, like we mentioned the other week, some of these players that were under 21s a year ago are in this right limbo now where they've not been good enough to step to the first team. And some of the 18, 17, even 16-year-olds coming up behind them are now as good, if not better. And then you're stuck. You can't go back down because you can't go up. So you've got to go out. And we have to just realise we We can't feel sorry for everyone that don't make it.
We have a lot of
We've got
good
to be
right backs too. I think Camison
mm,
looks really good, looks better. He's
yeah,
looked better than Oganai. He's looked better than Holafu. I mean, obviously
yeah,
Holafu's
yeah,
much younger. Better than
yeah.
Montato. I think Camison looks. So I think that
Definitely better than Mentato. Yeah.
everyone's just kind of seeing the writing on the wall, and it's funny because this was a player we got fresh off the back of being named in the Guardians like one of the best young players of his age
Mm,
group back in like 2024. Just never really gonna. He's very attack minded fullback. So it was a bit of a surprise for me, honestly. But again, like you're saying, not everyone's going to come through to the first team. Not everyone's going to be the best at that, even at the academy level. And so
no.
we'll see. I haven't seen any details on a fee or anything yet, so we'll see what happens. We'll keep an eye on that one. But a lot of youngsters going out, but a lot of youngsters coming in this summer as well. So
Exactly. We've bought 5 or 6 in at the minute already. We're looking at Louis. Definitely, this Louis Page thing, I think, is something that's happening in that bracket. Nothing to do with
yeah,
first team. He's like you said the other day. He's Aiden Heaven, Shay Lacey. He's Tina Thompson first team. Could be, but isn't coming for that reason.
he could
So
definitely. I
yeah,
think he could definitely help in like the FA Cup, in the Carabao Cup, perhaps.
exactly.
Like I
Yeah.
said, he plays a lot similar to Cobby. He's not as silky as Cobby, but he's definitely a little bit more athletic. He's definitely quicker than Cobby,
Mm.
but very
Bit
similar
bigger.
in the way they play. He's
Mm.
drops deep, good in beating that first press. Little drop the shoulder, little touch, and he's driving the ball forward from
Mm.
deep in midfield. But he's just very quick as well.
That's
So
it. Well, I think that's part of it then. So, like we were saying, it's the rotation now, getting some of the ones, moving them on. I dare say almost everyone I'll be prepared to bet we've got release, buyback options, this, that, the third, covering our bases because we can't afford to be not covering our bases anymore because it's simply stupid. It's like signing a legal contract without reading it. It's stupid. So yeah, we might not. It might not be worth it, and we might never want you, but the option's there if we do. So
yeah.
stick it in.
The Louis Page thing. So obviously we had a £10 million bid rejected reportedly,
Mm,
which, and I said yesterday. So Jacob Devaney went on a loan to Hibs, option to buy. Collier
why didn't
similar.
we go?
Could we not have maybe thrown one of these guys into that,
Mm,
as a sweetener? Here's 10 million plus Devaney. Here's 10 million plus Collier. If there's an option to buy in Devaney, then what does that tell you? We're okay if he's not here anymore, basically.
yeah.
It's like,
We,
did we even
we,
try that? I don't understand.
I know. I always think I can't understand. But they must do. I did hear that Leicester were one of the teams looking at Wheatley. Was it not Wheatley, or was it someone else? Someone else. Leicester were one of the teams looking, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. I don't think that's what United call urgent at
Yeah.
all. No, so
On transfer
yeah.
news, I'm starting to think that some of these journos watch the channel, because did I not mention Alexander Sorloth yesterday while I was
Yeah.
live with Dylan as an option for striker? We were talking about strikers. Now we're getting claims from a couple different journals that apparently he's been offered to United. That's a new one this summer. We've seen that a couple times now. A player has been offered to United. It just seems that's really weird, that phrasing.
Slid in your DMs.
Yeah, it's really weird. Like this,
Yeah.
so this obviously comes off the back as well. We talked yesterday. Xerxes heavily rumored move to Fiorentina. Moise Kean
On that.
out. Potentially
Mm,
Xerxes in. 5 million loan fee, and now I'm seeing a 25 million final fee. This is euros though.
yeah.
If
We just
certain
start calling that
conditions
the
are met.
Rasmus deal
Yeah,
because it's exactly the same. And if it is, I'm fine with that. I'm fine. Don't mess about. We ain't got time to mess about now. Yep, done. Out the door.
yeah.
Replacement.
We're probably gonna end up losing a bit, but it is what it is. I'm still not sure what the plan was for Xerxes when we got him.
No
He
plan.
just seemed like this kind of link up player in the final third. Doesn't really seem like a goal scorer. Not really a passer of the ball. Not really gonna get stuck in. I never really understood why we got him. Honestly, he doesn't really tick any boxes. But blame that on poor recruitment way back when. That was pre Ineos, I believe. So we can't throw that one at
Yeah.
him. And
Just on the end of it, wasn't it?
well, yeah, it was that first summer that Ineos were here. They weren't technically here. Remember, a lot of the people we were bringing in were on gardening leave. A lot of the stuff that was that a lot of players we had signed those were already the plans for those players were already in motion. Even
Mm.
Dorgu, we had been linked to Dorgu the spring before Ten Hag got sacked, right? We were already linked to him that final spring of like 23, 24. So a lot of this stuff was in motion way back when.
Yeah.
Now they could also veto a lot of things. They could have said no to Xerxes, but they didn't. It is what it is.
No.
I
We were
think they're
kind of limboed, weren't we? Where we didn't
yeah.
want to spend money, but we had to get rid of Rasmus because it was atrocious. We needed another striker, and that's all they could find. That's literally all they could find, and it was
Well,
atrocious.
and if you
Rubbish
remember,
scouting.
one of the first things Ineos did, again, this kind of gives you a little bit of a precursor on what you could expect to see from him. Is the first thing they did an audit and looked at places where they could cut costs, internally, whether it's an IT department here or whatever. That was like, where are we wasting money, basically, instead of, okay, what are we trying to do this summer, this January, next summer? Like, tells you a little something.
Bottom line, that's what it tells you.
Yeah. So back to Sorloth, would you
Yeah.
take? I mean, I'm not 100% buying. I mean, we're just talking about the links.
Mm.
I wouldn't say no to Sorloth. I think he's a good striker. How would you feel?
Yeah, say we briefly discussed it earlier. Like, I'm not against it at all. We looked up. He's got a slight injury at the moment, so like me and Sean both laughed and said, "Well, we're signing him for certain then." But one thing that would just cross my mind, I don't give all this rubbish about B-Tech Haaland or anything like that. He scored 20-something goals in the Liga. He scored 4 times in the Champions League for Atleti. But why are we getting someone who is an out-and-out proper target man when we don't cross the ball? We've already got one of those we don't cross the ball to, so we're going to buy another. It just don't make any sense. So if we're getting him, we have to, and I mean have to, sign David Raum. Not another left back, not Salinas, unless it's going to be Lewis Hall, which it isn't now. So go out and get Raum, because you need somebody to cross the ball. Otherwise, it doesn't matter if you sign Surloff or you sign Mbappe. Or we bring Miroslav Klose back at 19. It ain't going to matter, because we don't give him the... what did I say, Sean? You're buying a gun with no bullets.
Yeah. Yeah, but this has been a thing even under Amram and even under Ten Hag to an extent. You remember, even Ollie, we got Ronaldo back, one of the best headers of the ball, and we still played him with Greenwood and Rashford, who never
cut in and shoot.
They just want to cut it. And there was even that game, I forget who it was, where they were trying to cross, but they're so bad at it. Ronaldo just stopped mid in the match, as like even in like real time, and looked at the bench and just went. Like, the crosses are just going everywhere. Like, they're not, like, it doesn't work. This whole inverted winger thing, I don't mind inverted wingers, but you can't play them with a 9, with an out-and-out 9.
No.
Unless they're going to actually cross the ball. And we just don't. Anthony doesn't cross the ball. Rashford doesn't cross the ball. Garnacho doesn't cross the ball. Greenwood.
We haven't got one.
Ahmad doesn't cross the ball. Mbuma's a little better at it, but Cunha doesn't really want to cross the ball.
No, couldn't you? Definitely not.
So it doesn't.
Dorgu's getting better, but he's not. Yeah, I agree with you. There's nothing there that says to me, unless we're going to play Harry Amas, then we should have signed. We should have signed Fran Garcia, because he would just cross the ball all day long.
Or just let Shaw put a cross in from a little deeper. Shaw doesn't have to get right to the byline to put a ball in the box. You can cross the ball from just inside the opposition half if you want to. It's not that difficult.
If you watch Surloff, the reason I think he gets pushed to the right for Norway is he does very much like sort of drifting in from that position and attacking those crosses that come from that side. Yeah. So, I mean, if we're going to sign him, fine, right?
I doubt it. It's not great.
Yeah, I doubt it. But I've got.
We're not getting Mateta for sure, because the dude got a hamstring or something.
4 weeks he's out for you. Yeah. I've heard the only thing about the Surloff one was that it's a loan with an option, or not an obligation. So I would take that, because it gives us a complete get out, and if he does well, we can take him. If he doesn't, we can let him go back.
Yeah. At this point, I feel like we're getting desperate here. I think again, but it belies the lack of a plan. This late in the window,
there wasn't any.
It just doesn't, like, if your plan was just to wait around and get Lewis Hall to fully commit, like that's not a plan. That's really not a plan. And I said, you have to, if that's your top target, you have to get that locked in before Newcastle come in and offer him a new contract. And lo and behold, they're offering him a new contract it's going to be infinitely more difficult to try to get him in a year. Like, it's just no plan whatsoever. I'm so tired of
No,
it, man.
it's ridiculous. The only thing that's going to vindicate it, like we said, is if they pull this off and we're in third or second in the Champions League, and we're talking about next season's transfer window, then they've pulled it off. If Lewis Hall doesn't sign a new contract and we get him next season on a cheaper, they've pulled it off. It's not what we want, but they've pulled off what they want. So, like I said before, it's the world's biggest gamble. It's a giant dice roll. If it comes off, then we're laughing. But if it doesn't,
No, it's
they're
not coming off
done.
now because it definitely
No.
didn't come off last week.
No, it definitely didn't. It most certainly didn't. But I mean, Surloff wouldn't be too bad at the end of the day. Like there was the other one. I don't know if we're talking about him in a minute, but I actually think I'm going to probably be on my own here, but I'd actually rather have the other option if he is available, because I think again we'd have to buy the left back that we're talking about for the ammunition, but I actually think he's a bit better at bringing other people into play. That's what I think he's a bit better at. But
Well, it's anyone's guess. Like we spoke about yesterday with Dylan, we intended to sign someone on deadline day every year for the last half dozen or so years. The rumor is we're still pushing for a left back with Xerxes leaving. I mean, we needed a striker. Whether it was kind of like if Ugarte was still he's still here, but we needed a center mid even if Ugarte was going to stay because he's just not cutting it. So we still need an attacker. We need goals. A better way to look at it is we need goals.
Oh, yeah.
We need someone, and not a winger playing 9. We need someone who's going to take up spaces where 9s take up, who's going to know how to move the way a 9 knows how to move, off the shoulders, pulling people in the box just by moving into space and stuff and creating space for other people and getting in positions where you want your 9 to be and to score goals. It doesn't matter if Mbumo's naturally going to drift a little wider to get on the end of things, and if he's the 9, there's nobody for him to put that ball back. We need a 9, like just now.
You've got to have a focal point. You've got to have something that you can get the ball up to and people build attacks around. It's got to happen. It's why I actually think that Voltamader would be a good option. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I tell you now, he'd be all right.
There were people.
He'd be all right.
Newcastle, they were already dropping him like a month into the season last year. He started off with like a decent debut, and then from then on, it was just like a straight nosedive. And now he can't even get a sniff. He's playing midfield for him and stuff. It's embarrassing.
That club's a joke though,
Yeah,
so
you
can't base it on that
shit show. If again, that's why I said if to convince Lewis Hall, you just need to tell him like, look at what's happening around you. Like this club is in a nosedive. It is in free fall. You need to just jump ship before it sinks.
Crazy.
It is what it is. But yeah, that's the news. Not a whole lot of news to go on. Again, you guys, I don't know what's going on with YouTube. If you're not able to comment,
No, absolutely no one.
The video, I just like if you just Google is YouTube down, yeah, it is having issues right now. So
I've got nobody here either, so I can't call out to someone to see if they can get into the chat.
Oh yeah, it's having some issues. So it is what it is. You guys can always watch it. You can always vote. It looks like people are still able to vote in the poll. The people who were able to find the video, 88% are calling the United win, 12% are calling Ipswich win. Interesting. But let's dive into this match, you guys. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe if you are indeed watching the video and YouTube hasn't completely screwed you.
You're listening to this podcast.
We are going to talk. Let's take a look at the two teams going into this. So Ipswich qualified. The promotion. They got second in the championship last season. Not a lot of head-to-head record, right? There's not a lot of recent history between us and Ipswich. I don't do the whole in the 10 times we've faced them. Like 8 of those times might have been from like 40 years ago. It's completely irrelevant. I'm not that kind of a stat person when it comes to that kind of stuff.
I reckon the last time we played Ipswich, they would have had Kieran Dyer playing for them, or it could have even been as far back as Bobby Robson would have still been in charge. So
before 2 years ago, because remember they were here 2 years ago. They did hold us to a 1-1 draw in November, if you guys remember that one, where Amari Hutchinson scored a rocket against us.
Oh, no, I do, yeah.
And then the reverse fixture last season, Dorgu saw in my opinion, a very soft red card and was sent off. And then we ended up winning 3-2, but all of our goals were scored by it was Maguire, DeLitt, and then they had an OG. So we basically just nobody. Again, we didn't have any good strikers back then.
What are you sure that goal was Amari Hutchinson and not Damari Gray?
No, it was Hutchinson.
Was it Hutchinson? Because I can picture Damari Gray scoring an absolute belter for them again.
Yeah,
No, it's for Leicester. That was for Leicester.
Yeah, probably for Leicester. We do concede a lot of belters from a lot of players. We do love to just stand off attackers on the edge of the box and let them just rifle one. We are very good at that. We are the gift that keeps on giving, United. So yeah, we did end up, we did drop 2 points, but we did end up beating them and get a draw last time we were here. Obviously, a lot of things have changed. They obviously no more Kieran McKenna. He's taken some time off of football. They have signed a lot of players. They just announced another one like today, I think. But they did come out swinging to open the season. Ipswich, big 2-1 win over last year's Cinderella story, Sunderland. So big statement victory from them. They did follow that up with a big 3-1 win over Leicester in the Carabao Cup on Tuesday. So they're riding a bit of a wave right now, a wave of momentum, and they keep signing players. Maybe we can stop that momentum in its tracks after a
they spent nearly 200 million, didn't they?
Yeah, they've signed a lot of players. That's what Sunderland did the same thing last season.
You've got to. That's what they're doing. They've got the money.
Yeah,
spend it.
It's getting promoted is one thing. Staying in the league is another thing altogether when it comes to finances. The TV money alone is just ridiculous.
Worth the gamble for them.
But we'll be hoping to halt that momentum after a flaccid performance saw us lose 2-0 to Hull City to open our season. We are at Old Trafford for this, so maybe that can be an X factor.
Has to be.
So we'll see. We'll have to rely on that Old Trafford crowd. They put up more fight than these players did against Hull.
They're going to be loud. They're going to be very, very loud because everyone's going to be really on edge because the crowd are going to be on edge, and you'll be able to feel it. Anyone who's been there knows it. Yeah. Knows what it's going to be like. It's going to be bubbling. They'll be supportive because they always are, but it'll be bubbling. And I tell you what, if we don't come out and absolutely start hammering into them, the crowd are going to get on us, and they're going to get on us big. We need to switch it. We need to hit them in the first couple of minutes and lift our crowd because that crowd can crush an opposition team as well. So
they can also crush us too if we're struggling and we're not busting the gut. I mean, it can go either way, so we really need to make sure that we're up for it. Which again,
100%.
Play like you mean it. I feel like I shouldn't. And the thing that frustrates me with that mentality is I shouldn't have to say that. Oh. That's annoying.
Should be the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Basic requirement.
As far as Ipswich go, they had the third most goals per 90 in the championship last season. They had the second best XG. But they were also joint best when it came to goals conceded, and they had the second most clean sheets. So they're able to put away goals, and they're able to keep them out of the back of their own nets. Very, very quick on the counter. Julio Enciso is a very, very quick, direct attacker. We want to keep an eye out for him. I watched that Leicester game. Here's the thing you're going to get with Ipswich. It's going to be both thirds. They are very, very quick to get numbers forward on these counterattacks. They get a lot of numbers in the box. Look for some crosses from deeper positions, not just from byline or like I'm talking like 10, 15 yards deep and wide from outside of that box. They're going to hoof them in because they're going to get numbers in the box. They were third for accurate crosses per 90 last season in the championship. But like I said, numbers in the thirds, if it doesn't pay off, they are very, very quick to get back in shape. You have to watch them if you get that transition opportunity. You can't afford to take so many touches because they'll get back in numbers before you know it, and they're set up in the back five already. So very fit, very well drilled, very conditioned physically. You have to be in the championship now. New coach, obviously, so we'll see if that plays a role. But look for them to off the ball, low block, force you into wide areas. They try to cut off those passing lanes, similar to what we saw Carrick do last year against like Arsenal, for instance, and Liverpool. They don't care if they don't have a ton of the ball. They had just 37% possession against Sunderland, for instance. They don't care that much. I'll
tell you what, if you watch that game, that's a great point because what they do with that 37% is incredible. Yeah. Because if you actually watch it back, you go, no way they had that little. No way they had such little amount because they seem to have the ball all the time. But they swarm you, didn't they? They're they swarm. Sunderland looked like they weren't ready for it. And you're right,
Yeah.
that mentality of the Championship, they use it very, very capably, and they shut those angles off, don't they? Yeah,
They
great
look to
point,
get that
mate.
ball forward, so they'll look to win it. A little sloppy touch. Sunderland were very sloppy against them. They gave away a lot of these little things. We need to make sure we do that. Big up, Bexy. Good to see you. We got a comment.
Pick
Look
up.
at that.
Somebody's here. We made it.
I know. Sorry, guys. YouTube is having issues today. I'm not sure what's going on with it.
Crazy shit.
Their new goalkeeper as well. This is his first season with them. He is a long ball machine. He will initiate and launch a lot of these counterattacks. He was in the Belgian league last year, and his long balls, his successful, his accuracy, his passing, all that was well above average. So definitely look for him to be comfortable. I would love a keeper who can, like, if you're going to play it long, make sure you get it accurate. But I don't need a keeper to play it long. But again, if you're not good on the ball, like, just don't pass it long. It's not that hard.
Nah.
They do like to press the defense. So if we're trying to build from the back, they will press heavily. They were tied for fifth last season for possession, one in the final third in the championship. They will press you, and then if that first press fails, they're quick to get back in the numbers. So we need to bypass that press. The key is we can't take a long time. They're not very physical, and again, if they don't win that high press, their default is just, okay, we're just going to go back into the low block, and then we'll counterattack. They were, again, not physical, bottom for tackles per 90, 18th for interceptions. So you don't see a whole lot of tackles or a whole lot of interceptions when you are a low block side. You're just back foot, wait for it. And then the other team takes a random shot, you win the ball, and then you launch a counter. That's basically what it is. They capitalize on some sloppy passing. We were sloppy against Hull, so again, I don't want to be punished for it again, so we need to clean that up.
100%.
Ian, what do you got to say about Ipswich so far? Did you watch that Sunderland match at all?
Yeah, I did. Especially after the whole performance, I had to sit down and watch the Sunderland game. I watched the extended highlights. Like I said, I thought they had loads more of the ball than that. They're very incisive with it as well. You pointed in Ciso out. He is so direct. Like, he just doesn't see the defender in front of him. He's just like, I'm going around that way, and I'll tell you I'm going around that way. But he seems to just have an ability to create a yard and use it. I don't know the guy's name on their right side, but I feel Luke Shaw is in for a horrible one. A horrible game, because he was torturing the right back, the Sunderland left back, the entire game. Like, it seemed like he was allowed to whip him physically, because he might as well have done. Because every time he got the ball,
the guy was at Leicester. As well.
Yeah, every time he got the ball, he just turns on those like Acme after boosters, and he was gone. So we are horrible. Me and Sean mentioned it before we started, from the cutbacks. He is going to do that all day, and they're going to sit in the block and they're going to look to counter. We can't play that high line. I actually think slightly, even though I wouldn't necessarily start him, but I actually think this game is a bit more suited to Heaven, because they're going to kind of play along. They don't really lob the ball in like Hull, like Ollie McBurney style. Well, like they direct their crosses into spaces where they want to run into.
Yeah,
they're not like an aerial threat like Hull will necessarily cross the ball. So they're going to look to run us and run the channels. I don't think Maguire suits this game at all.
Now, if they played long balls, like just hoofing it and try to win a flick-on header or something, then yes, I would maybe say Maguire step out and win that header. But they're going to be playing a lot of balls on the ground. A lot again, they're going to get that counterattack going. And Ciso, Fatawu, any of these guys, it's almost like vintage, like 07, 08 United, the way they counter. They just get numbers. Yeah. Everyone's pushing.
Overload you on the flanks.
A lot of options to play that final ball. So we cannot play the high line that we've seen play. Like we're going to get absolutely
not with Maguire.
Play that high line. Not with Maguire. I mean, Heaven. I've not been super thrilled with him this preseason. And I'm not writing him off. He's a kid. He's making kid mistakes. It is what it is. But so they do have threats, but they're not threats in the sense of like on paper these players are world class. They're just threats that if you take them for granted or underestimate them,
they're going to work hard.
Punish you. Jack Clark, 16 goals last season. It was his late goal off the bench that sealed the win against Sunderland, which was his former club. Marcelino Nunez, one of their attackers, 7 assists last season, creates a lot of chances. He is going to float around that midfield and just in those dangerous little half spaces to look for opportunities to exploit you. And those are the kind of that little half space, especially that little space between our pivot and the defense, is where we tend to struggle. Like Bournemouth, I remember doing us dirty with that. Villa did us dirty with that as well. New signing Emerson, the guy in the thumbnail. He hit the ground running this season with an opening goal against Sunderland. He's fast. He can carry the ball. Does not hesitate to take a shot. Exactly the sort of striker that we struggle against. I'm thinking like goals from like Krupi and whatnot, or what you're going to see from this kind of guy. Chuba Akpom may not be as quick and potent as he used to be, but he's an experienced old school striker with movement, with instincts. He and Gyökeres were neck and neck for the Golden Boot in the Championship a couple years back. You guys remember that's when I scouted Gyökeres when he was still at Coventry. So who else did they sign? Sasha Lucic, good signing, good addition to their midfield. Ezekiel Palacios from Leverkusen, they just picked up as well. Super random, don't know where that came from. The
Just
winger,
a hard-working ball winning, just going to sit there, dictate.
Fatawu, the guy you were talking about, he will cause problems for Shaw. Although I read he could be injured for this one. So we'll see if he starts.
That's a let-off. That is a let-off.
Leif Davis, the left back. He broke the assist record in the Championship a couple years ago, but I think that first promotion to the Premier League in 24-25 took the wind out of his sails. He hasn't quite been the same player since. I think he was hoping for a step up, and he never got it. But we cannot give him time and space. You've got Ryan Giles for Hull. We gave him too much time and space, nearly punished us early on with a ball in for McBurney that was headed on that I think Lammon's palmed out for a corner. That's the kind of ball you're going to get from Leif Davis if he's starting, so we can't afford that. Who are you looking out for in Ipswich's side? Who's going to cause us problems?
I mean, I think you nailed it there. I said they're very good from like standard delivery. They get a lot of wide opportunities, wide spaces where we don't defend well. We just don't defend, and we don't shut down the space either very well in front. I mean, we'll get to personnel in a bit, but the team choices are vastly important. But I think most of the Leicester Ipswich players, I'm so bad at calling them Leicester. I think you've gone over. They're all the ones that you've got to worry about. You've got to look at. They're direct. When they, like you said, they'll sit deep, but when they get a chance to go forward, they go forward in numbers. So we can't be lackluster. We can't be lacking any energy, and we can't play the high line with Harry. So.
Yeah, can't do that. We can't get caught in the wide overloads, I think, with our fullbacks kind of camping out in their outside of their box, I think, because all it's going to take is one errant ball, and they're going to be off on a counter. And if Tielemans starts, that could be a problem. Yes. He's not going to be able to keep up with that. So he gave away the free kick that led to a goal for Hull as well, because he just got completely bypassed and stuck a leg in, similar to what we saw from Casemiro a lot of times. So, United, what do we need to do? As far as tactics go, is just give a shit a tactic? Is that enough? That's all I'm really asking for, honestly.
Well, it'll be a step up from last week. So, yeah. It has to be. It has to be. We spoke about it before, but if it wasn't a rocket, if it needed any rocket up their arse, which they shouldn't walking out at Old Trafford for the opening game of the season, or the Old Trafford home game of the season, tomorrow, Sunday's going to go real wrong if they don't. Yeah. If they don't come out absolutely bubbling like we did. We got to come out like we did in that game against Liverpool. And I don't mean make the mistakes, but we came out and we started on fire. They couldn't live with us. They couldn't touch the ball, get at them. It can't be only Ahmad that causes the trigger for the whole team to run.
Yeah.
Because I refuse to believe it. But certain players that haven't got the legs, I don't care if you're a good player, you shouldn't play. I want to see Sesko in the 9. If he can play, I want to see him get 45 minutes. I'd rather him start than come on. I'd
Yeah,
rather him
we're gonna
start
do
than come
we'll
on.
do 11s here in a second,
Mm.
so I'll get your thoughts on who you want to see start and stuff because fitness
Yeah,
could play a role as well. But
big time.
because I don't know if I don't know. I've seen some people say it was is just a simple case of like fitness or map sharpness. Some people say it was mentality that saw us maybe pretty much second best in every single physical metric against Hull, like duels,
Mm.
sprints, all that stuff. We were just not up for it. Carrick and the coaching staff need to address this. They need to get the squad running. They need to get them sprinting, hitting the gym, because this whole fitness thing is just not. It looked like we were playing in quicksand against Hull.
Yeah,
Not good enough.
no.
On
Looked
the
like the
ball
first
work,
game of pre-season. It was shocking.
yeah, Tielemans talking about like we've done a lot of on the ball work, not a whole lot of fitness work. Like that on the ball work doesn't mean shit if you're going to get outran or outfought by every team you're up against. It's just
Mm.
because these teams down here they come in with an axe to grind. They want to go at you. This is how they play. They're used to these gritty games down in the championship. They're used to playing in shit conditions. They're used to getting rough. They don't have VAR, so they're going to get away with more and stuff.
Yeah,
Now, Ipswich can be vulnerable to those counterattacks if you move the ball quickly. Sunderland had an excellent
very.
opportunity through Brian Bobby last weekend that led to a corner. Ultimately, it was just a bad shot. Ipswich, they're too busy trying to get numbers around that ball high up. They did leave that gap in midfield between the defenders. So we need to get runners. We need to move the ball. I think having someone like Santos, Tielemans, I'm going to start a defender that I think I'm really I need to see on the ball more because some of the defenders we have are not as good on the ball. So that's my pick. I think to exploit some of that, to get that ball moving as well. Because we can't have, tonight now, we don't have to have Bruno dropping deep, but I don't even know if I'm starting Tielemans in this one. So I want to get your thoughts in a second.
Yeah,
We need to put away our chances. We need to. I mean, we had so many shots, so many touches in the box against Hull, and no goals. Like literally the most shots in the league opening weekend, and no goals show for it. And no
shocking.
more long balls from Senna Lamens, please. No more of that
No, no,
nonsense.
thank you. No, thank you.
Team news: no Ahmad. Still a couple more weeks. Baleba still obviously out. Not he had an injury when we signed him. Mason Mount is training, so I mean, I don't know about you, but I feel 100% confident in 3 points now that Mason Mount is back in training.
Undies, yeah. I
21
mean,
is coming.
yeah, I've seen people saying like, oh, I think Mount could get a chance, and we'll get round to it. But I mean, we'll see. But yeah, we can't rely on it. We
So
cannot.
who are you? Who are you going to start this one then?
So I'm going Lamens in goal. Now I was having a real debate over this defensive line, and I'm sort of 50-50 with it, but I'm going to change it to how I don't think this is what he'll go with, but it's what I want to see. I'm going to go with Mazraoui at left back. Yeah, left back. Yoro at right back. I'm going to Harry and Heaven, only because I think we need someone to win that ball, and I don't know if he'll play Yoro at centre back, and I don't know why, but I want to see him at right back because I think he shuts the space down better than any of our right backs. I want to see Kobe and Santos in the middle, Bruno, and then I want to see Sesko start. Like I said, if he's got enough minutes to be on the bench, he starts. Give me 45 and come off.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go Sesko. I want to see Shea Lacey play, but he ain't going to play Lacey and in Mbumo. But so it more likely will be Dorgu. So, but yeah, I think I don't know, something like that. But they're my picks.
Interesting. So this is my 11. Very, very similar. I did start Mizraoui on the left. It's where he plays for Morocco. We
gonna
play a
say
lot
Martinez.
for Bayern. Just go ahead and put Mizraoui. But like I said, we need to get this ball forward quickly. We need to get it out from the press. They are going to press high, and I think when you think about defenders who are good in the ball against the press, I'm thinking Licha. He's probably one of the best there is when it comes to beating that press and being press resistant. Plus, he's one of the best when it comes to playing the ball, and we need to get that ball forward, whether it's get it wide to Cunha or Mazraoui or get it through to Kavi or find Bruno or whatever. We need to get it forward. So I'm definitely starting him. Yoro, I think Yoro is going to be better against those counterattacks. He's very good at defending that final 10 yards. I think he's shown that time and time again. Maguire would get absolutely destroyed. Heaven, I think just positionally, he's just not quite like knowledgeable and experienced enough to know to read those situations. He focuses a little too much on trying to go and cut out the danger rather than maybe taking the wiser route and sticking with the runner a little bit at
Mm.
times. So, and that again, he's a kid. I don't expect him to, but it is what it is. I am putting Dallow in here because if there's something if there's nothing you can say about Dallow. You cannot doubt the guy is just he's physical. He's an athlete. He will
It'll work.
he'll work. He'll work. He can't cross the tee like to save his life.
No.
I don't need him to. I just need him to work and
Hmm.
stick with his man. So the back line is completely shifted, which some people don't like. Completely changing around the back line, but I think that nobody in the back line is kind of free from punishment in the last
No.
couple of weeks. Honestly,
I mean, you would change all of them if I physically could. You
Leacher
know?
needs to be fit. Heaven should have started, I
Mm,
think, over. I mean, Yor should have started over Heaven last time as well, and I think Shaw
100%.
just can't hang. So it is
No.
what it is. I'm not looking for Mizraoui to get forward a whole lot. I just need us to. It's just. I mean, Mizraoui for me is the better fullback, so he's probably the best one we have at the moment. So
Yeah.
it is what it
He's
is.
got to be more defensive. That side's their most potent attacking side as well, so we need more defensively minded. Only
I
reason I've
think
not
Dorgu's
gone,
energy is going to be better off the bench coming on for Mizraoui or coming on for Dallo or something.
yeah, only reason I didn't go for like a Martinez or a Cunha is just Cunha really disappointed me in the last game with his lack of energy. And I can give him maybe he's only had 45 minutes, but I'm starting to get sick of that excuse when I'm
Yeah.
watching people. And I'm going to use the same person again, and I guarantee you he plays 90 minutes tomorrow for Arsenal. I bet Declan Rice. He played more games than Cunha. I mean, he played more games than anyone on that pitch at the World Cup, apart from Martinez. In fact, he played the same as Martinez, right? So, bottom line is, he's played a pre-season game, and now he'll start and star in both of Arsenal's opening Premier League games. And I think he played some the other night in the
I think
Carabao.
I feel like that's
So,
less of an individual thing and more of a Carrick training thing, though. I feel
yeah,
like the training is just a bit lax. I think it's a little
yeah,
too
but
casual, a little too just having fun.
can't. Mm, I agree with that in a way, but I can't have it that the players aren't fit enough themselves. Got
I'm,
one
I'm not
job.
I'm not
It's
excusing it. I'm just like
no,
I mean,
it's not good
Tielemans
enough.
literally said it. He literally said we're not working on fitness a lot. We're working on the ball work. And I'm like, well, we know that Carrick gives everybody a day off after matches. We know
Mm,
that he's shortened training now. Allegedly, it's supposed to be more intense, but from what we've seen, it doesn't look like it.
mm,
And I'm going by maybe just again what I mentioned before we went live. Arbeloa, Fulham's new coach, saying last weekend like he watched all the games and nobody is ready right now fitness wise.
no, I do agree with that.
So Declan Rice might play, but is Declan Rice a match sharp like 100%? Probably not.
No,
But does he
but then
look
he's going to
better than
be quick.
Cunha?
Well, yeah, he looks better than Cunha, but it's like Kobe as well and other people. I'm just seeing more people that are all at the World Cup as well,
Yeah, the
still
Kobe thing
playing.
is ridiculous, honestly. Like
Yeah,
starting.
he's literally been on holiday since the last game of the season.
Yeah. I went with the
And
same midfield you did. I don't think I trust Tielemans against a counterattack. We don't need
no,
Tielemans, I don't think, as well. I think with Licha in there, I don't really need to worry about that. Licha can get it forward as well.
mm,
But I think Kobe needs to come in for this one. I'm not writing Tielemans off. I just, this is the beauty of having depth now. We can kind of pick and
mm,
choose based on the opposition what we're going to see.
yeah,
And if we can beat that press, if you can get that ball to Kobe, get that ball to Bruno, both of whom have really high dribble rate. I think that that's the key. If we can just get that ball through, and I think we need some good passers to do that. Get it wide, get it centrally, and then get it forward. I am
mm,
starting Cunha because I think right now he's the best option we have off the left. He like whether he's fit or not, he's still the best option. Now,
mm,
obviously, Ahmad's injured. I mean, we're not gonna not start our big name attackers that we bought last summer, right? Like you can't. That's the
yeah.
125 million pounds of wingers there. We can't just. We're not just not gonna start them.
Oh no, 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 no.
And then, as you say, if Shesko's fit, if he's fit enough for the bench, if he's fit enough to come off the bench, he's fit enough to
Good enough
start
to
because
start.
we
Yeah.
need a nine on the pitch. I don't want just a body playing nine. I don't want wingers shoehorned in nine. I want an out and out nine who's going to be in the box, making the runs you need nines to make. I want these
Mm,
wingers to get their heads up and know that there's a nine doing what nines are supposed to be doing.
Get in the box, but we need to play this game. We were talking about it earlier. We need to play this game like we played tactically against Brighton on the last game of the season. Right? They were going to come down the same. They had that dangerous overlapping fullbacks. They sat deep. They tried to counter. It's very, very similar. And we played, as soon as we figured that out against Brighton, we turned it on and Kobe dominated it. That's what I want to see him do tomorrow. He's got legs next to him in Santos. He's got Bruno and he's got the runners. Show us what you can do. Show us that you haven't wasted all this. We haven't wasted all this time. But I need to see more from all of them. There isn't one single player that doesn't need that. Yoro doesn't need to hang his head from last week because he wasn't part of it until about 15 minutes. And Senna Lemons was the only reason we didn't lose heavier. Every other player needs to lift their game, and if they don't deserve to wear the shirt.
Well, Licha and Kavi specifically need to figure it out because both of them had a lot of time off for no reason whatsoever. They need to come back and be a team player because Licha has. I mean, if Licha thinks he can just take extra time off or whatever, like even if Carrick had said you could take an extra week, I would have been like, no,
pissed me off.
I'm coming back because he's also entering. We've got the option for another year, but he's also got a lot to prove because he can't stay fit. He's amazing when he's fit, but he needs to show us that he's indispensable. He's got a lot to prove here, so we could easily bin him off next summer and start a whole back line rebuild as well if we want to, which we honestly need to do.
We're pretty much going to have to do. Yeah, this is his big season. This is the biggest season he's played for us. He's got to show it. I don't want to see this prima donna attitude that's starting to creep in with him as well. When he a couple of seasons ago, he was the butcher and he'd have played with a broken leg. You could have imagined he'd have come on with a cast on his leg and still run. And now I'm getting these namby-pamby excuses why he wants to be an extra 24 hours behind the rest of the squad. Fuck that bollocks. Absolute joke. Absolute joke. Never would have happened in Sir Alex's day.
That's the Carrick thing, though. Carrick is the one making these calls.
I also think it's a club thing. Yeah, I agree. He should. But I think the club are letting them do this. And it's all these superstar wannabes with their agents and their managers and their managers' agents. Now, my players got to have this many days rest and this many hours break and this many this. Like, people need to work out this is a man's game and it's football. It ain't about you being some namby-pamby dick. Grow a set, play, otherwise, out. I'm done with all this giving them excuses and rolling out the red carpet. Can you play? No. Get out then. I'm sick of it. They got one game to prove to me that they can do it. It's not Michael Carrick. I'm just convinced he can't make you play shit on the field. The manager, don't care who you are, once you cross the white line, the manager's got zero control of what those players do with the ball.
Yeah, but what are the ramifications after the fact? Like what do we think might have happened, and what do we think should have happened after that whole performance? I mean,
they should have been made to go and train there and then. Not allowed. We said it. Not allowed to go home. Run burpees till you're sick, and then get up and run again.
Has
anyone seen Coach Carter?
If I'm Carrick, I'm going to Jakirovic after the match, and I'm saying, hey, can you have your groundsman open up your training pitch? I'm going to have my guys run for
I'll pay the electric bill. Stick it on Jim's tab.
Yeah. But, take your squad out to dinner on me. I'm having my guys run before we get back on that bus.
This is half the thing. Is he allowed to do that? I'm not sure you're even allowed to do that now.
He should be. If Ten Hag is going to force the players to run, the difference in the distance covered and whatever that loss was, I can't remember who that was against. Then
whether they did that or not is another question, though, isn't it?
But it needs to send a message. Whether or not that's going to do anything, the message should have been like that. What just happened? Completely unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. The only reason some of you are on that pitch is because I don't have the options to replace you right now.
Exactly.
Consider yourself lucky because next week, if that happens again, you guys are all training with the academy, and I'm bringing the under-21s up, and they're going to start, and you guys can sit there and deal with it.
And if Carrick actually came out and said that, no United fan would have a problem with it. What I wouldn't, because you teach me. I'm sick of being. I'm sick of. We haven't mentioned him yet, Rashford, but it's his club being used as a doormat by footballers, and I'm hoping we don't just facilitate them doing it. But we're going to see. Because I saw bits from Carrick after the press conferences and bits from that after the game. He weren't happy, He wasn't sitting there with a grin on his face. He looked unhappy. Now, he isn't a visually out there screaming and shouting, but people you say who know him, he don't like things. He'll fucking let you know about it. So we'll see on Sunday if after the whole game he laid down the law. Because if they come out and do the same, then he hasn't got no control.
Yeah.
He's got no stick to beat it with.
Yeah, it's hard because again, a lot of these players we've seen the lack of effort and mentality and fitness under the last like 5 managers. They've all at one point or another kind of commented on it. It was the first thing that Ruben Amorim looked at. I mean, look at his AC Milan side. They're super physical. Hull as well, very very physical. These players over the years they don't seem to want to put in the hard work, and I couldn't tell you what that is. At some point, some manager is going to have to turn that around. But is that just going to mean we've got to get rid of a lot of these players, or is it just about the manager coming in and being the one to actually get it to change? You can't. Anyone who's got kids, anyone who teaches children will tell you it's not super easy just to make people do stuff that you tell them to do. It's
hell
impossible.
No.
And if you paid if you paid each of your kids $300,000 a week, how much do you think they'd even care about trying to change? Like
you wouldn't see my children if I paid them $300,000 a week. You wouldn't see them.
Yeah, if your kids are still going to get a new car and ice cream and an allowance every day, and no matter what happens, whether they do their homework, whether they behave or clean up or whatever, like, do you think they're going to listen? No, they don't care.
No, that's what I mean. Football's too agent-driven, namby-pamby social media rubbish now. You can't tell the players off without hurting their feelings. You can't upset them without infringing on their human rights. No, I don't care either. I couldn't care less. I'd physically slap them if I was allowed to. But like Roy Keane said it before, that the bare minimum requirement. They're not even making that standard. Now, we're talking things that make a standard. An army or a fireman, right? To a firefighter's test, you have to pass these levels of standard. If you don't, they don't sit there and give you a cuddle at the end. They go, give us your helmet, there's the door. Didn't make it, mate.
Yep.
But we don't. We're too scared of this weird reaction from all of our players and the backlash from it and how much it might cost us. Well, it's costing us everything. If we don't deal with it, it'll cost us absolutely everything. Because this club will fall apart again. And if it does again, it's never coming back. Never.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, you can't just bin off every player because that just doesn't happen. Nobody does that.
Physically impossible.
Yeah, so it's just how do you convince people to give a shit, basically? Again, we're hoping that maybe that whole performance was a bit of a reality check, a kick in the ass, a wake-up call, the first pancake, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, like you said, it absolutely has to be. Like the thumbnail says, no more slip-ups, no more excuses.
There can't be. All. There's no room for it anymore. This is it.
Guys, make sure you subscribe. I want to know your predictions. We got 89% of you are calling a United win, 11% are calling an Ipswich win. I have it 2-1 as my prediction for United. What's your prediction here, Ian?
I'm actually gonna go 2-0. I actually think we're gonna keep a clean sheet, and I don't know why. I can't base it on anything apart from sheer unadulterated belief. You know, it's been battered into me for too long. But yeah, some reason I really expect a reaction. A home crowd, they're going to get on it, and if these players don't pick it up, they're going to let them know about it. They're nowhere to hide at Old Trafford. So that's the only thing I'm really counting on. So 2-0 United.
How important are 3 points here? Not in terms of the overall season, right? Because no one wins or loses it on the second match. But how important is this to Carrick? Do you think these 3 points on Sunday?
Absolutely, the biggest 3 points he's got. People were saying towards the end of the season when we got those last 3 points to guarantee Europe, that was the biggest game. No, and this is 10 times bigger. Because if we didn't get that, it'd have just been other games for him to get it. If I said to Sean before we started, this is a 9-pointer. This is 3 points on the pitch, 3 points for Michael Carrick, and 3 points for this board trying to prove something. And if they don't go out there and get it tomorrow, Sunday, I really fear, because they're going to be panicky. We're going to have something stupid happen, some signing we don't want, which we should have done months ago, and Carrick will be on the back foot. And these players, we know it. Some of them are new, so we're hoping it won't. But these players go into their shells like turtles scared by a gunshot, and they're just going to hide, and they're not going to come back out. Now, we didn't have that towards the end of last season. We saw fight. We saw so many times the adversity, they went up against it, and we fought back, and we were so driven by that. We thought this season was going to start on fire, but we've all been deflated by that whole just joke. So I'm just of the belief that they are really, I've got no other option. They've got no other choice but to come out and absolutely go for it. We've got to play our football, not their football, not panicky football. Go out there, puffs out our chests, and do it. And if we come out worse, we come out worse. But if we fight for every second of that 90-odd minutes, the fans won't care. I won't care. But if I see another performance where we don't even put in a fucking bit of effort, I'm done with this bunch of losers.
It's freaking... I can't tell you how infuriating it is, and honestly just embarrassing and sad that we're asking for them just to put in an effort, just to like. Since when was that something to demand? Was to ask for it? So, like, it's not
minimal requirement.
It's not even a United thing. It's just like there's a part of football that people forget, and there's a word that comes before it, and it's professional. Like, there was nothing professional about the lack of effort from that, and even going into that, like, what was professional about the preparation? What like the opposition analysis didn't look like we prepared for that. What was professional about the fitness going into that? Didn't look like there was much of that. Like, there's nothing professional about that whole performance from the weeks leading up to it, the days leading up to it, on the pitch after. Like, nothing was great. And it's going to be hard, I think, on Sunday necessarily. I mean, obviously Ipswich, they're going to be up for this. They're going to be riding a bit of a wave momentum. You can argue that on paper we are by far and away the better side, but you also could have said that about Hull.
We easily were last week. One of our players is worth more than their entire starting 11.
Yeah. Another sloppy goal, another early goal conceded. This could get really ugly really quickly, you know. Thankfully, I think the Old Trafford crowd will be up for it, probably more so than the squad. And I really hope that that's going to be the bit of the X factor. I really hope that.
Definitely.
I want to hear the Stretford end rising. I want to hear it singing. I want to hear it the whole match, no matter what. I want to see the camera shake when I'm watching this on the TV. I want it to just be bumping at Old Trafford. Carrick, he can be prickly all he wants when the passion in the squad is doubted or the mentality is questioned after the match, but we all saw what we saw, and like you said, there's no hiding on the pitch. And the crowd will let you know what they see. And so that can go for us, against us, just like it can go for Ipswich and against Ipswich. It's up to the players at that point.
That's it. Yeah. They've got. It's down to them to prove it. I say it a lot. Managers pick the teams. Players win the games. Like, yeah, a manager can do tactics. He can see little things. No manager kicks the ball. No manager makes the pass. No manager heads this or chooses the wrong tackle or loses his head and gets sent off. It's a player's game. So I that's why I'm not quick to turn on a manager, because it's fucking hard. Yeah. Because it's all on you, and you've got literally zero control.
Yeah.
So these players really have got to step up. I want to see Bruno showing us what he can do, and I'm not going to turn on him, because I've seen people trying to do it and say blame him and all that. We were better without him in pre-season. Shut up. He's miles our best player still by countries, and if he plays well, he will carry this team like he has done in the past. But the rest of them have got to step it up. Yeah. They've got to, because otherwise it's the end. It's the end for a lot of them. Yeah,
the lack of fitness that we saw was just embarrassing.
Oh, it's pathetic.
Another week gone by. The players, I hope they just had a look at themselves. They gave their heads a bit of a wobble, and they just said, "You know what? That was unacceptable."
Yeah.
But again, I feel like we've been saying that about this lot for a couple of years now. So
it's nothing new.
Let us know what you guys think. Let us know what your 11 would be. Let us know what your predictions would be. What are you looking forward to? What not? I want to hear your thoughts. Get involved in the chat. If you're not able to catch it live, it doesn't matter, because apparently YouTube is having issues today. But you can leave your thoughts in the comments section.
Yes, camera those.
Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you check out the United vs. Everybody store. We got a brand new design in there for you guys to check out. Now,
I
these
already
are
sent that to
available.
Deb yesterday.
These are available in the drinkware, and you can see these. This is my Scouse Tears, your your holder for all your Scouse Tears. We've got it in a travel mug. We've got it in a water bottle. We've got it in a tumbler. There is a sticker too if you want to just pop it on your favorite water bottle that you've already got. It is 100% salty. Tears of Liverpool fans, pure, natural, unfiltered, sourced directly from Anfield disappointment. You guys drink your Scouse Tears. I'm gonna have to get one of those myself and just carry it with me everywhere I go. We do have a friend of ours who is a Liverpool fan, so next time he comes and hangs out and watches a match, I am gonna actually just bring that.
I don't actually know any, thankfully, but I'm sure I can find some to annoy.
But yeah, go check out the Scouse Tears, brand new design, you guys. It's in a coffee mug, travel mugs, tumblers, water bottle as well, a little screw top aluminum bottle as well. So go check that out, you guys. The newest design in the Universe. There is a Beleba design as well, Ted Lasso inspired. If you guys are familiar with Ted Lasso, so you guys can go check that out as well. Ian, final thoughts on this match? Final thoughts on any of the transfer news? Anything we've spoken about in United? I haven't seen any Champions League updates yet, so
no, I've got it running at the top, but I've seen nothing. No, not really. I said, but I've vented about what I expect. I don't think I'm alone. It's not just a crunch game. It's really big. This is a really big game. And it's not just because of the opposition, because it could be anybody. But we can't go 2-0. We can't look bad in this game. We can't even draw this game, I'm afraid. And winning this game 5-4 would be it'd be winning, but I don't want to concede 4 goals. And that means we played crap, frankly.
yeah.
So I just want us to go out there and get a bit of positivity behind this team, because we need it. Because the board have completely and utterly let us down. That Michael Carrick's the most inexperienced manager out of everybody this club has had since Sir Alex, and we have not backed him to a quarter of anybody else. The amount of money we've thrown at Muppets, and the person who does the best there or thereabouts since Jose, Ollie, gets nothing, gets pennies on the pound.
So we got Holland for like $5 million.
Yeah, so. That's all I got to say. But yeah, I want us to win. I think we're going to win. I'm expecting a better performance. You want to be, if we don't, you want to be on this channel afterwards, because Sean's going to have to just mute me. It just looks like I'm talking.
Yeah,
I'll explode.
We'll see. I might be going up to the cottage either Sunday or Monday, so we'll see how it goes there. I just need to get away for a couple of days. Real quick, results going on around the ground at the moment before we take off, guys. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe.
Come on, tell me Palace are winning.
No, they're down 4-1 in the 90th. Turkey really trying to go for a big win today. Milan won 2-0, so Amorim off to a flying start. PSG currently down 2-0 to Lille, which is interesting.
That's their second loss on the bounce as well. They lost to Lens last week as well.
And Wrexham currently down 2-1 to Birmingham. My boy Callum Doyle, who I name dropped yesterday as a left-sided center back, also has a goal in that one. I told you guys, Callum Doyle is like a Gvardiol. He is like a Calafiori. He is a very attack-minded center back. He's a very ball-progressing goal. He's got a lot of goals. I did a scouting report on him a couple months back. Callum Doyle will be an excellent addition for the left-hand side of our attack, or our defense, I mean. But that is going to do it for us, you guys. Again, sorry for YouTube just doing YouTube things. Like I said, that is a YouTube
Ghost
thing.
in the comments.
I Googled it while we were live, and yeah, people are having issues with YouTube. It's not, the videos aren't showing up for people. The live chat clearly is not super active for everybody. So it is what it is. Again, catch the show, leave a comment, and let us know your thoughts, and then come back for our player ratings and match reaction Sunday afternoon, hopefully, because it is 11:30. So it'll be probably around 4:30 or so for that one. Maybe a little earlier. It depends on where I am, what I'm doing, and how much time I have to get back. So, but Ian, appreciate you joining me.
Always, my man. Friend. Always.
So, what do you got going on the rest of the night?
Nothing much really. Say I'm the only one here tonight. Everyone's gone. Yeah, no, daughter's gone, boys are gone, wife's at work. Just me and the dogs. One of me
Nice.
dogs ain't too well, so
Yeah.
yeah, probably just snuggle up. She'll just snuggle up with me. Probably a bit of Football Manager,
There
feet
you
up.
go.
Yeah. So what
Now
else?
I gotta count the days till FC 27 comes out, so I got a whole month or so to wait for that one to go, and then I just get bored till then. But I got plenty to keep me busy, so it is what it is.
That's it, mate.
But yeah, enjoy the rest of your evening. Hopefully the dog feels a little better. Hopefully,
I'm sure she will.
hopefully she wasn't.
Snoring away in the corner, so I don't know if anyone can hear it, but
That's
just
usually good
snoring
signs.
away.
She has she eaten anything since or no?
She sort of had a little lick a little bit. We've always got like puppy milk because we give our dogs puppy milk every couple of weeks just because they like it and it's good for calcium. She had a little bit of that. She's drunk a bit of water. She's just having a kip. I think she's eaten the amount of bones and stuff these lot go through and toys. She swallowed something, chucked it up, and now she don't feel well.
Yeah.
She's getting old. She's not old, but she's getting old. Yeah,
Hopefully it works out.
she'll be fine.
You all enjoy the rest of your evening. Whoever is in the chat.
Yeah,
Again,
legends.
sorry that YouTube doing a madness, but take it easy, you guys, and we will hopefully come back and talk about 3 points and a big performance against.
Come on, United.
So yes, come on, United.
United.
Take it easy, guys. Laters.